know that, discount offers so, but every once in a while we offer something else. So they shouldn't be very surprised when we offer something else. Like, shouldn't be a huge shock because they're moving into a mall with discount, right?
Mhm.
So my idea is, and I don't know if this works for you, if one product is in 90% of our stores, if we could be allowed to offer it, that would work for me. Because it's consistent.
Yeah, and I completely understand that you're hoping for that consistency.
And the vendors would be aware of it, and the satellites would be aware. It wouldn't be a shock or a surprise, they'd be aware of the product that's coming.
Okay. I guess the concern I have, how often do you have products that aren't in all of your stores?
So as I said, we like to do product testing. If a product does really well, we start spreading it. And then we slowly spread it until it's in every store. So that's where it would be coming from. And then we would be the last to have it. So it would be well known by the time it gets to us because it would be in 90% of our stores.
Okay, so you would no longer be doing the product testing at this location, or?
Yeah, so if I have to take that out in order to get this, I would rather have that.
Okay.
I would rather be able to put products in my store that are in 90% of my other ones, and then taking away the ability to test specifically in here, so I don't compete, on a whim quickly.
Okay. I guess my only concern is that still brings in the issue with the no competition clauses that I could potentially have with these other customers. Is there any way for me to have a little more say of which products are allowed, or is that just completely not a possibility in terms of, we have this particular store that's selling X product, so we don't want that to compete.
So I hear your concern in that you really want to be able to give
I
these
want
vendors
to minimize competition.
Yeah, for sure. I do see that, and I want to give that to you. And I think in a way I've tried to do that, in that I've taken away my product testing, so nothing happens, very quickly at all.
Yeah.
No satellite should be surprised by a product we come out with because it's in every other store, and they know being next to a discount, it's expected.
Okay.
And so I'm totally fine with not testing here, but I really need the freedom.
I think that's perfectly fine. If we remove the testing and then do 90%, that should be good.
You're still okay with that?
Yeah, I think that should be good.
And I appreciate you working with me on that.
No, yeah, I just completely understand that it's kind of a corporate thing. It's something that has to happen.
Yeah.
And honestly, we really want you guys in the store.
Yeah. And part of it is being consistent with marketing materials. For example, if we have a huge advertisement that says, discount offers washing machines now, someone walks into a discount and we can't offer that because of a competition, that's a huge rip on our marketing team. So I just want to be consistent, and I appreciate you.
Yeah, no, that's totally makes sense.
So I'm glad we came into an agreement with that being 90%. If it's in 90% of our stores, you'll allow it in the mall. Now let's talk about subletting. So what is your concern with that?
Yeah, so the concerns that I have with subletting, one of the main ones is that when we have subletting, oftentimes it's going to change the overall outlook of the mall, meaning that they have to put up their own little store there, and it kind of changes the consistency and the feel of the mall. Another one that I have is if you guys are subletting, it creates competition for me for finding different satellite stores. Now I'm competing with discount on where those stores are going to be selling, meaning that they're no longer renting from me, they're renting from you who's renting from me.
Yeah.
So those are two of the major issues that I have with subletting. The other one is that once again it just comes into competition. I no longer have control of who would be coming in and what competition they're creating.
Okay, so if I hear this right, it's about confusion between satellites. Being able to decide who's in your mall is huge for you. And then what was the first one again?
Just the outlook of the appearance of the mall. What we're hoping is that we have a good, clean appearance of the mall.
Yeah.
And if they're throwing up stores over here or over there, then
Yeah.
it kind of takes away our control of how the mall
Okay.
is set up.
Yeah. So, I'm with you on all of those. I don't want the mall to look poor. I want you to be able to choose who's in there because I value the satellites that are in there too. I don't want a gross looking smoke shop in the store next
Yeah.
to me, right?
Mhm.
And then also, yeah, I want to keep keep the confusion to a minimum as far as who's leasing from who. Yeah.
Okay.
And I think we can make that happen. So my reason for subleasing
Mhm.
or having that in the clause is mainly like if my store is 75% profitable and a huge section isn't doing anything for me, what I'm paying, that real estate I'm paying for is useless
Mhm.
if I can fit it into a smaller spot. And I know that you want me as an anchor store,
Yeah,
so you
definitely.
want me big. You don't
Mhm.
want me to shrink.
Yeah.
So maybe so you see the value in keeping an anchor. You don't want everything small.
Yeah, we're hoping that you guys are going to be able to bring in a huge crowd and bring in those satellite stores.
Yeah, so we'll be the big name of the mall, and
Mm-hmm.
I guess in the nicest way to say that.
Yeah,
But,
yeah, no, it's a fact.
But so maybe in this we can say, give us the freedom to do that, in that it doesn't directly compete, in order to satisfy that need, but also maintaining our name as an anchor, in that we won't go under 70% of what we're currently slotted out for.
Okay, 70%. So as of right now, we have you guys at, let's see, 84,000 square feet. 70% of that.
We don't have to do the math.
Yeah, we don't
specifically,
necessarily need the math.
But if we
I'm
don't
just
go
trying to
under
think of the-
70% of what we own,
So how many stores are you thinking you would be bringing in?
how many stores?
Yeah, so if you were to sublet, I don't know, what would be your maximum amount of stores? 2, 3, potentially just one?
If you value the amount of stores, you're looking for limiting? Is
Yeah,
that-
I'm just saying that we don't want to
Yeah.
have a whole bunch of tiny stores just right there.
Okay. What number do you think is right for that? What's important to you?
I'd say 2 max. At the same time, we want to be able to help decide which stores are coming in there as well.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. And we're at 20% of what you overall, so 2 would be consistent with I guess in my assumption of what square foot would be of other satellites. So
Mhm.
that's fair. Yeah, if we can make that, I can keep, if we agree to 75%, if you allow us to sublease, we agree to do no less than 70% of our store. Well, we keep 70% of it at all times. We're not allowed
Yeah,
to
it's always a
sublease.
discount.
And then that other 30, you allow us to, but only between 2 stores.
Only between 2 stores, and then that we can help in deciding which stores come into there. Would that be
Yeah,
something
so
you'd be able
that,
to do?
I'm on board with all of it until there. And my reason for that is, the reason we do subleasing is complementary goods.
Okay.
And I don't want to directly compete with you guys, your other satellites, I mean. But what I would most likely put in is something that complements what we do. So for example, a Subway in our store, that's fairly common. And I want to be able to do that. I don't know how we would make that work.
Do you have a list of stores that you generally have, and we could go through an approval process, meaning that they're ones that you specifically want, but we still have a say in which stores out of those stores go in?
Yeah, so if you want to do something like that, we could do, if it's in more than 3 of our stores, can it be on the list of approved vendors? Okay. That sounds great. So as long as we keep 70%, subleasing is still open.
Yeah.
But it's limited to 2 stores, and of those options, those stores need to be in at least 3 of our other locations.
Yeah.
So it's not directly competing on a random thing.
Yeah.
Great. So all of my concerns were solved there. Do you have anything else to go over?
I guess still just the design and the way things look. We still want to have somewhat of a say in the way those stores that come in look. So
Like the sublease stores, you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
So is there any way that we can get an approval process on? I mean, my assumption is that if they're a store that you're bringing in, they're going to have the same look as what that store generally
Yeah.
would.
Yeah.
Um,
They only have a few layouts.
Yeah.
You know, Subway only has 3 layouts.
yeah.
So.
Is there a way that we can have any say in what those layouts are?
That's per company that comes in, so I mean, I can't speak for Subway.
Okay.
I'm sure they are very used to working in malls, because it's very common for them.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure they have a process they work. But yeah, I'd love to have that in the contract where,
Where we have a
Yeah.
discussion with them
Yeah.
before they come in.
yeah, to maybe manage traffic in a way that works best.
Okay, yeah,
Cool.
that sounds great.
Okay, so the first thing that we wrote down was, or that we had was, assigning.
Yep.
Possible. But, under similar stores only.
Yeah, similar stores only, and with the contingency that, I mean, it's what you guys do,
Yeah.
but the contingency that you're failing.
Cool. And then secondly, we talked about the product freedom.
Mhm.
If it's in 90% of our stores, that was it?
Yep.
It's in 90% of stores, product is allowed. And then lastly, leasing.
Mhm.
We need to maintain 70% of current area with only 2 sites available, limiting to 3. It needs to be in 3 of our stores, other locations. Great. And then as far as layout, meet layout needs,
Yep.
design needs of the mall. Sweet, I think that's all.
Perfect, that sounds great.
Thank you.
Awesome, thank you.